Him. No, every day, every single moment of our lives, God is watching out for us. He's putting things in place to ensure that we have hope and a future, just as the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11 points out. Before you came to be, He carefully set out a plan. Before you were conceived, He started working out things for you. What makes you think He'll stop now? Moreover, God is not a man to get tired or to give up. He abounds in might and strength. Nothing can stop Him or put Him down. Nothing can stand in His way either. And this God we're referring to is your Father. He loves you and created you wonderfully and fearfully. We see at the beginning of time that He put everything that man could ever need in place before creating man himself. That's to tell you that God wants the best for you. He doesn't want you to suffer or languish. He doesn't want you to go through those problems that you're facing currently. And you can be sure that it's not a thing of joy for God to see you unhappy and struggling to get through in life. He's therefore taken it upon Himself to make things easy for you. And that's why He won't rest. He won't stop until He has you right where He wants you to be. In the same way that He kept looking for different means to bring us back and redeem us after the fall of man, God is still working through different means to ensure that you make it in life and get to the top. Let that thought keep you at rest and give you hope that your future is secured. Jesus called out to the people in the book of Matthew 11 verse 30, telling everyone that is burdened and heavy laden to come to Him. Maybe you don't realize it, but God hurts when you do. He feels your pain. He sees your struggles. He sees each drop and knows the thoughts that run across your mind. Even more important is that He wants to soothe the pain. He wants to heal your heart. He wants to comfort you and see you smile again. And for this reason, He's doing all He can to clear the obstacles from your path. He will give you victory over those challenges that you might be facing. He will go before you and make crooked ways straight. Everything that you need to make it and become successful in life will begin to fall in place because God is working it out on your behalf. You should rejoice and be at ease. You have the most powerful force in heaven and on earth working on your behalf. You might have put your trust in men previously, and no doubt they have failed you. Some might have given you some assurance, telling that they're working on that particular thing, maybe a job, a promotion that you're due for, a transfer, a contract that you hope to get, and so many other things. And yet, nothing is forthcoming. It's time to realize that the arm of flesh would fail, and that is why it's a vain thing for one to trust in men. God, on the other hand, never fails. If He starts something, you can be sure He will bring it to completion. Philippians 1 verse 6 tells us that He can keep whatever is committed into His hands and bring it to completion. Understandably, you feel burdened by the many challenges that you're currently facing. Maybe all you've known is struggling and pains. Maybe you've been suffering from one ailment or another, or are under the yoke of poverty. Cheer up, because it's not the end for you. God is going to do great things in your life, and you'll begin to see the manifestation soon. From that tunnel that seems to be without end, you'll soon step into the light. Your mourning will turn into laughter, and your sorrow to joy. You might not see what God is doing at the moment, but be assured that He'll not stop working until He's seen you through and you come out on the other side victorious. He will work out that promotion for you. He will give you that dream job you've been seeking. Even when you're not qualified for that particular job or contract, God will cause favor to speak on your behalf and use His power to wield things in your direction. It will happen suddenly, but you should know that God has already been working on that particular matter for a long time. Even in those periods when it felt as if nothing was happening, when you feel alone and abandoned, God has been doing things behind the stage. He's been putting His angels to work, directing them on what to do and how to do it. He is the invisible force behind all the wonders that you're going to experience soon. So even in your trying moments, don't give up on God, because He will never give up on you. Just keep trusting and keep holding on to His promises. He doesn't fail and has assured us that He would always be with us, even in times of trouble. He is not just there to comfort you, but also to make a way for you out of that situation. Even more appealing is that everything is for your greater good. The stage is being set for your glory, and the requirements are being put in place. All that is needed is for you to step out into your glory. Something to note here is that it sometimes takes time to see what God is doing or notice that He's working on your behalf at all. You need to exercise patience in times like this, when things are hard and not going as they should. Hold on to God in faith, believing that He will make things work out. Joseph did not suddenly become a prime minister. God had been making plans for it and working for His sake. When we see the same thing with Esther, Mordecai, David, and so many other characters in the Bible, these things are a product of time and process. Also, you need to learn the art of depending on God, knowing that He's got your back any day, any time. He has got everything about you covered, from your health to your career, finances, and other aspects of your life. The more you try to do it on your own, the more you keep failing. Psalm 127 tells us that except for when the Lord builds a house, those that build it so do it in vain. Verse 3 goes on to tell us that God gives His beloved sleep, and it's not in His plans for His children to struggle without end. Stop trying to do it on your own, because God is already working on your behalf. He's going to speed things and ensure that your helpers have no rest until they've located you. In the same way that King Ahasuerus could not sleep until he'd rewarded Mordecai, God would also begin to hasten everything that concerns you. Paul reminds us in 2 Corinthians 3 verse 5 that we are nothing to think anything of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of God. It's time to let go and stop depending on your efforts and ability. It's time to start looking forward to the miracles that are ahead of you, because God is in charge of your case. Bear in mind that you are special and you are loved, and so God will keep on making things work out for you. He will ensure that you get to that glorious position and fulfill the plans that He has for you.